Welcome to the DAK Machine Safety Podcast. We support the development of a safer, sustainable workplace. In this podcast episode, we will discuss Lean and ANSI B11 series standards. Because lean manufacturing concepts are popular in many industries, we devote more time to exploring the relationship between lean manufacturing, occupational safety, and the family of ANSI B11 General Industry Machine Safety Standards.
Remind me why and how lean principles apply to B11 and why it matters to developing alternative methods.
Lean is the identification and elimination of waste. There are 7 forms of operational waste, and it's easy to think of injury and illness as forms of waste. Hence, companies engaged in lean manufacturing have a real chance to integrate safety into every operational initiative for continuous improvement. B11.0 works in all industries and has methodologies compatible with lean thinking and lean manufacturing.
I remember this being linked to Dr. Deming. Am I right?
You are correct. Before the term lean came into being, Toyota merely developed a suite of tools and thinking as they attempted to follow the teachings of Dr. W. Edwards Deming, 1900 to 1993. He was an American statistician, professor, author, lecturer, and consultant, best known for his work in Japan. From 1950 onward, he taught top management in Japan how to improve design and operational performance. His 14 principles are far too much for our purposes, but the pillars of simplicity, visual tools, standardized work, and driving out fear are important.
How does lean thinking help me have safe and compliant alternative methods?
Lean thinking does not aim to eliminate failure. Instead, like human optimization performance, it encourages practitioners to learn from their mistakes and take corrective action to prevent issues from happening again. One way to improve worker safety with lean is to incorporate the principles of lean into project management, such as developing alternative methods to isolating and locking primary energy sources when power is needed for specific maintenance tasks. In addition to technical aspects, you need to think of the soft side of the business, which we'll term organizational culture. B11.0 is the technical side of proven methods.
What results can I expect with the integration of lean and safety?
Lean integrated with occupational safety also focuses on keeping spaces well organized. For example, when an area is free of unnecessary objects, people can work faster, and issues like tripping hazards can be eliminated. Also, if workers can immediately locate the items they need, it could be easier for them to notice genuine safety hazards due to reduced distractions. 5S is a great tool for organizing the workplace and valuable for project thinking.
Remind me about 5 S's.
5S is a 5-step repeatable system that makes things neat, clean, organized, and efficient. The English equivalents of the 5 Japanese terms describing the 5 steps are sort, straighten, shine, standardize, and sustain. Standardized work should be custom-tailored for the specific area or project, undergoing the 5S process to facilitate the next step.
How does 5S link to alternative methods?
Standardizing work for a specific area that has undergone 5S is the identical thought process for developing alternative methods for a specific task and perhaps a specific machine. Standards require consensus that it is a best practice for the specific task. Consensus requires respect for people and the different thinking they bring to the effort. Lean thinking will keep you on track to make standards or alternative methods visual and easy for a new worker to understand.
How can I ensure that the last point is simple and easy to understand?
Validation should come from workers on the factory floor who will use point-of-use instructions as a job aid to teach new workers. Regardless of education or English being a second language, the workers who already carry out this task should offer critical comments to improve the first or second drafts.
That sounds a little cumbersome.
No more cumbersome than dealing with the issues where lockout won't allow a task to be done. Compared to potentially serious injury and possible OSHA citations, being proactive and getting workers' buy-in is worth the time and effort. Lastly, this methodology will fill the bill if you want true employee engagement. Workers have a strong BS filter and know when their input is being listened to and acted on.
How can B11 help?
B11 has long used the principles of lean thinking. B11 TR7 is a technical report for integrating safety and lean manufacturing. Technical reports are informative guidance documents, not formal national standards. B11 TR7 is devoted to helping engineers and safety professionals better understand how to integrate safety into operations where lean principles are employed. B11 TR7 also offers real-world examples of how to put lean and safe thinking into action in a manufacturing environment.
What else does B11TR7 do?
B11 TR7 delves into the 7 forms of operational waste and includes great pictures of real-world examples to offer ideas on how lean thinking can improve safety and operational performance. B11 2023 references B11 TR7 in several places.
Are there other B11 resources?
B11 TR8 2022 Guide to Inspection of Risk Reduction Measures promotes integrating safety inspections into existing management systems and efforts geared to sustainable growth. It was developed using Deming principles and the application of Plan Do Check Act.
B11TR8 is pretty new. Can you give me more details on the document?
Sure. The foreword offers, this technical report introduces 3 categories of inspections: conversational, visual, technical. Each category of inspection has associated base template checklists that will provide a framework for a safety inspection to be performed and contribute data to an organization's sustainability efforts.
Is B11TR8 designed only for very large companies?
No. While it is understood that company organizations differ in terms of size, category, structure, etc., B11 TR8 is scalable to any organizational structure or size.
Can you briefly review B11TR8 and why it links to alternative methods?
B11 TR8's 3 categories of inspections may be applied to a single machine or operation or to the entire organization. Regardless of the actual type of corporate organization, there are 2 fundamental aspects of these inspections: the planning for them and the execution of them. Being scalable is one of the key features of this document. The foundational thinking of PDCA is another.
How does PDCA enter into things?
B11 TR8 was developed and organized using Plan Do Check Act and the Deming philosophy of continuous improvement and respect for people. The foreword goes on to state, where appropriate, users are encouraged to modify templates and process models to suit their own needs. Users can start the B11 TR8 process with a simple machine inspection and then proceed to apply the process to a corporate-wide safety management system if they choose.
Tell me more about moving from a small project to something that might be plant or corporate-wide.
B11 TR8's introduction continues. Recognizing that the last step of each PDCA cycle is ACT, real-world experience in continuous improvement cultures indicates that this step typically includes an additional sub-step, adjust or abandon, and that adjust is often what happens since each revolution of Plan Do Check Act, adjust or abandon, produces new learning and an opportunity to change existing means and methods. B11 TR8 is comprised of multiple PDCA processes to develop each step of an organization's overall system.
My corporation has strategic initiatives related to sustainable growth. Does B11TR8 tie a small project to the bigger picture of strategic initiatives like sustainability?
Yes, the introduction also states that sustainability, also colloquially termed the 3 pillars of people, planet, and profit, is an integrated process that connects an organization's social and environmental impacts with its financial profitability and sustainable growth. The B11 TR8 connects sustainability with the attributes of the B11 series of machinery safety standards and technical reports and focuses on the safety of people while contributing to a positive influence on the culture and the productivity of the organization.
You mentioned that B11TR8 used PDCA. Please tell me more.
B11 TR8 uses the iterative PDCA process, where each improvement cycle results in lessons learned in a new current state. This can prompt the development of the next plan, and the cycle can then repeat.
Can you summarize things for me?
Sure, B11.0, which we've discussed many times, offers a technical process to perform risk assessment, feasibility analysis, selection of an alternative method as a feasible risk reduction measure when needed, and then documenting and validating the results of that process. B11 TR8 is essentially a project management report that helps you start small and then transfer lessons learned to the bigger picture. Thanks for tuning into this episode by DAK Machine Safety. Today we discussed Lean and B11 General Industry Machine Safety Standards. In the following podcast, we'll discuss ANSI B11.0. You can support us by clicking like and subscribing. Take care, everyone, and until next time.